Hello, welcome to another one of these Only Patreons. Today it's the very badly drawn, in inverted commas, grey dog. We have a very simple character this week, but there are some little devils in the detail, as often is the case with these things. Same sort of basic manipulator there. The main pivot is over there, but it can be wherever you want it to be, really. It's up to you. I've got just two main controls for this. This turns all the deformers on and off. I don't usually do that, but I thought I would. It's got a weird little glitch happening here, which I have to click on it several times to do it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. And then this one shows the boil if you so wish. Now, you'll only see the boil if it's within the bounds of the camera frame. Otherwise, it won't render it. It's a render preview. It only shows what the render sees at any time. You have to wait for it to upload. I've been through all this before. But it just gives you an idea of how the line wobbles and all that sort of stuff. It's full of constraints. So if you just want to manipulate an area, you can. Now, I want to manipulate his bottom. Now, the way you have to do that, because it's quite a crude puppet in some respects, so therefore you get these huge bounding boxes to anything it affects. So the way you counter that is you have to click away and then you click again the thing you want. Otherwise, if you're clicking within this bounding box, it still thinks, well, you want to manipulate that, don't you? One way you can counter that is by having OGL controllers or VPEGs or handles, whatever you want to call them, to immediately grab these points, and the bounding box will be a lot smaller as a consequence, but this is the way I've done it for this character. If you want to manipulate the feet, that's how you manipulate the feet. It's very, 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 very basic stuff, really. You can still tilt things like that. The ears, as far as I remember, don't have any constraints in them at all. No, they're nothing, but they all have deformers, so you would be able to go in there and fiddle around like that. There was no point in me going into too much detail with this character because he's on screen for hardly any time. But one of the joys of this is that he's quite simple, and it does mean that you can actually get quite a lot out of a fairly straightforward character. I mean, the joys of a crude character is that you don't have to worry about manipulation too much, you know what I mean? You can really get away with an awful lot because the character is so crude. There's a nice bit of rotation in there for nothing. One of the rare times I've actually used a curved deformer there. I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, he's quite straightforward, easy to manipulate. The benefit and problem with him is that he is so crude, and that's it really. And then the boil will happen automatically in ways that you set. Here, let me just go here. So this is the moving texture. So this is the character, the grey dog, and then inside his node structure, you've got the moving texture here. The switch turns off an OGL bypass. I didn't do it for the render preview itself because that actually leads to quite erratic results. It doesn't result in the render going weird. It's just for you knowing that you're now seeing the render and now not seeing the render. It's not as reliable as this is. So doing it this way. And then for the animate pencil texture, I've got a default value of hold, which says to it, only move the line if a part of this character moves. Now, as far as I don't remember how I put this together. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah. So essentially the way this is done is, as I say, it's got a hold value and it will only, oh no, sorry, what am I talking about? Dynamic would mean that it would move between movements. Sorry, hold value, it'll move automatically every 2 frames. You can fiddle around with all of this as much as you like if you wish to. You can just sort of go into local and muck about. But it's interesting how some of it will definitely break some of the puppet and other bits won't. However, he's so crude, it doesn't matter. You won't probably see the problem. He doesn't even have a fill. So, that's how that little configuration works. The render preview gives you a preview of the end result. And yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoy him. He's very straightforward, a very short one this week, but we're on to something a little bit more fancy next week, which will be the fancy dog. Yeah, so hope you have fun with this rather pliant, fun little thing, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!